All right. This video is going to be completely different. Uh, I know I say this in a lot of videos, but then again, every single video that I've shot up until now has been about very different topics. And this one is going to be about my business and how things have been going in there, what exactly I have been up to, why I started this particular business, what I am doing, and what my role is in the business. All right. So, first things first, I'm going to make this very short and concise, as short and concise that I can make it. And first thing that people like to ask me whenever I mention that I have started a marketing agency of my own, actually, yes, the first question should be what I do, and that is I own a marketing agency where we mainly do content marketing, and we are also trying to get into the performance marketing niche. But then there's going to be some time up until we start working with clients in the performance marketing niche. Now, first things first, why I started this was because, first of all, every single 20-year-old guy in India probably has this dream of trying to do something of their own, and I was the same. What made me different is, no, I'm not different, honestly. I'm just as broke as every single one of you watching right now, and maybe even poorer than you. Now, I know you're seeing me in a car right now, and you see me on the bike and all that lavish stuff, but that comes out of my dad's pocket. I'll be very honest with you. This is the first time that I've actually started. Not this is not the first time, but then the second time that I started earning again. And the first time I did, I had to shut it all down because I joined college. That's another story for another video. But then, yes, I lost all my clients once when I was 17, and right now, since college is over and there's nothing restraining me as of now, so this is exactly why I started my marketing agency, and to take care of my own expenses for at least, like, my immediate next goal was to get myself off of dad's shoulder and let that man breathe a little more. I still haven't been able to do that because the first month that I started this business, I wasn't actually in a profit, not enough to at least even pay my car's full tank or something. So, yes, there have been difficulties, obviously, but then those difficulties I'm gonna overcome eventually. Now, uh, why I started this marketing agency again, to take care of my own expenses at least and get started again with some sort of like getting better at the skill of selling, because that to me is very important, and I have recognized it as one of the most essential skills to have in my life. um, Now, how I started this is going to be very simple, and this is the secret sauce for anyone trying to start a business, at least in the service providing business. Okay, so imagine this. Well, that you have a friend who is good at swimming, and you live in an apartmental complex or residential area where there are a lot of kids and a lot of parents with decent enough money to spend on skills. Swimming is a skill that every kid would like to learn. Let's say you go to person X, who is the one who is good at swimming, and you say to him that, hey, you do swim well, right? And you're also good at explaining the skill of swimming. So if you could teach for money, how much would you like to be paid per client? Now he would say an X amount. Normally what you'd like to do is you actually set the standard in that same sentence of offering him. So because since you can't afford to charge kids and like parents like 1,000 to 2,000 per client just to learn in your building's pool, या फिर तुम्हारे बिल्डिंग में pool है या फिर कोई local area में pool है, you can't just go and tell them that, hey, I'm going to charge you 3,000 or something. What you can do is to teach kids, since kids are decently easy to teach, especially something interesting like swimming. So what you tell them is that, hey, if you'd be able to charge some guy 500 to just explain the same skill that you explained to me for free, how much would you take for that? Now let's say he says 300. Let's say he says 300 for a kid under the age of 12, since they are easy to teach. Now you go to a parent who has a kid under the age of 12 and say that, hey, I'll teach your son the skill of swimming for 700 rupees, and all you have to do is trust us with the process, and if you want, you can show up and whatever the formal procedures would be to talking to a parent. So what you do now is you tell that swimming guy who is good at swimming to set particular timings, or make a schedule. All right, just sell to people. What you do is you bridge the gap between the service being provided and the service provider. So once you connect this gap, what you do next is you basically do what you're good at, sell it to them. So eventually what they're going to do is give you 700. What you're going to do is give the guy that you promised the 300 to the 300, and then you keep the 400. Now this isn't exactly like people would like to call this very greedy or whatever, but then if someone is willing to pay you 700 without a thought, and someone wants to be paid 300 for teaching that particular skill, it's nothing, no party there is being taken advantage of or anything, right? This 300 pricing was obviously an idea. It was just for namesake. Obviously no one is going to actually teach you swimming for like 300 an hour, but yeah, that is what I mean. So you bridge the gap, right, and you provide the service, or if you don't have that skill, instead of freelancing, you can hire a freelancer who will actually do that for you. All right, and since now here's the thing, people actually like to call this a sort of, I don't know, fishy business, because you're not exactly doing anything, but people don't realize just how hard it is to sell a service. Now the reason the freelancers actually like their pricing is because they want the clients too. And since you are good at selling and they are probably not, they are good at delivering, that is two different things that you're good at. So you're selling your skill, which is selling, and also their skill. So you're bringing them clients, they are happy, you are happy, the client is happy. I don't see a problem. And with that said, this is how I got started with my service. A friend of a friend had particular skills, which happened to be with the camera. And there are businesses that need camera. There are businesses that need good quality content. And this particular guy that I'm talking about had very good content quality and the skills to actually deliver on the kind of content that my leads needed. So that lead ended up being a client, and things went on from there. And right now I'm only on my first client. I'm barely making any profit, and I don't particularly mind, because the first client is actually, for me at least, only supposed to give you some sort of traction and an idea of what you're doing wrong and what you shouldn't do ahead of this particular journey, because I have done a lot of fuck ups in this particular client's what do I say, ये client के साथ काम करते वक्त मैंने भी थोड़ी गलतियाँ की है, and that is what I'm learning. It's not like I'm going to lose the client by just a couple of mistakes. These mistakes are my own that I point out, not even the fact that not even for the client to actually point out that, hey, you're doing a mistake. I realized some things that I could do to keep the profit high. I realized some things that I could do to keep the output high. I realized something that I could do I could do to keep the quality of the content that I'm pushing out high. Now, going forward, what my plans are with my company is, first of all, once I get enough clients, I also want to register the company. Now, the name that I have currently, that is another story. मैंने क्यों वो नाम रखा? I won't say the name right now because I don't want me to get in trouble, obviously. So, the name that I kept right now might be trademarked, and for a long time, I don't even know मैं ये सब बोलना चाहिए कि नहीं मुझे, but then yeah, it might be trademarked, and you don't have to worry about these trademark formalities for a long while after you start, because I'll be very honest with you, no one knows who you are. Alex Hormozi always says this, no one knows who you are, and that should be your greatest advantage, and that should be something that you always take advantage of. So for me, even when I was starting, I probably had the idea that, hey, the name that I'm using might be common in the business space, so I won't exactly sit and worry about the formalities that I need to complete. Let's say कि आगे जाके I have to change the company name, I wouldn't particularly mind. because I'm not exactly that emotionally attached to the name. But yeah, आगे के जाके I have also started researching on what I could do for people in the performance marketing space, because there are a lot of businesses that need performance marketing and good performance marketing at that. So that is what we're going to do. I also stopped, like, here are the problems that I'm facing. It is that I started getting complacent very early on because I fell sick for the first time in a long while, and I do fell sick very frequently. But then it's been a while since last time. So like when I fell sick, I started playing a lot of video games, the same old stuff that you would expect any 20-year-old to do. And uske alawa, I was also not being the most efficient with my business because I was trying to enjoy life at the same time. And one thing I've realized is it is not so bad to just keep your head down and work for at least in this particular age. It is not so bad, man. I'll be honest with you. It is not so bad. And in my personal life, the thing that has been affected most has been MMA, which was one of the best hobbies that I have. And I have to start again. It's been about a month or so that I haven't trained. It feels very weird. I feel my body has started becoming way more loose than it was. And it is just not a fun feeling to know that you are inactive. So overall, that is what we're going to be heading at. Once I start getting more clients and stuff, I want to get back into the MMA space. I want to fight a couple times and things like that. Now, I have been very concrete about the fact that I probably wouldn't want to go professional right now because of just how different life is, and the life that I have right now, that I'm building right now, getting into the business space and all. For now, that is what I want to focus on instead of, trying to go pro and stuff. Yes, I still want to complete my amateur journey. I still want to get a belt under my waist. Things like that I will be focusing on, obviously. And I also want to focus on content creation, which also I started slacking on. So overall, there are things that I need to fix, of course. And yeah, that is what we'll be doing. The next month is probably going to be focused on getting my habits right, getting my shit together, and also cold calling again, getting comfortable with rejection again, things like that. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to be rejected by every single person that I'm going to call. No, not the case. I've become decently good at selling to people. But yeah, I hope that covers every single thing that should have been covered with my life being updated to you all. Yeah, so I'll see you all later. I hope you all enjoyed watching this video and getting to know what exactly it is like to get into a 20-year-old's head. And I love you all, and I hope you all stick through.